Thank you for tuning in to the Afternoon Pint. This episode is sponsored by Camilla Najat of Exit Realty, Strategy Up Business Consultants, and ISS Atlantic Security Guard Services. Enjoy the show. Cheers!
Cheers!
Cheers.
Welcome to the Afternoon Pint. I'm Mike Tobin.
I'm Matt Conrad.
And who do we have with us today?
I got Jon Kizzy here.
King Tygga here.
Got DJ Laton in the building.
And we from We Started a Podcast.
We started a podcast.
Yeah, We Started a Podcast.
So
EH.
I saw your podcast, and I didn't know what it was. Sometimes I checked it out, and then to my surprise, I'm a huge hip hop fan, and I want everyone listening right now to let you guys know that this episode's for me. I'm a huge hip hop fan. Found out you guys were doing album reviews. A lot more than that. You got into hip hop culture, pop culture, everything else that you could think of, right, under the sun. But it was a real fun conversation. So I ended up listening to a few episodes. I became a fan, and then I invited you guys to come on the podcast. So thanks so much for coming.
Oh, yeah, thanks for having us, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, I was checking it out actually a little bit today, so it is quite a bit, there's quite a bit of stuff on there, right? And you guys have some long episodes, too.
Yeah.
Usually
so you guys really get going. Yeah, you guys get going, right? Yeah.
Is that a kitchen table?
Yeah,
it is. I saw the table, and I saw the checkered cloth.
It's in my basement, actually.
Right on. Okay, yeah.
We had a studio we had two different studios for a bit.
Studios.
Yeah.
But then funding became a problem, so we went back to we started in my basement. So we just went back there, right?
Listen, we're in bars, so we're in pubs and bars. So speaking of which, we have to say that.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to get a little segue there. We are at Big Leagues.
Yes.
And we have a Heineken here. We have a ginger ale over there, and we have an iced tea over there, and we're drinking the Big Leagues Light.
Big Leagues Blaze, it's called.
Blaze.
Yeah, it's a nice light beer, not too bad. Yeah. So thank you, Big Leagues, for letting us come here for, I think, a second time. Yeah, this is always a really nice spot.
Yeah.
Great food, too. We had the beef dip.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good. Matt
spot.
recommended a beef. I don't know if I ever had a beef dip, but it was a good time.
I've never tried a beef dip. I've had crab dips and stuff like that.
Oh, this is just, sandwich,
delicious.
roast beef, little au jus and aioli. As soon as they had au jus, aioli, and Swiss cheese, I'm like, sold.
Nice.
It was delicious. Yeah, very salty, very good. Yeah. So anyways, about you guys.
Yeah.
So what inspired you guys to start a podcast? Like from when you read the description about your podcast or about you guys, retired rappers, two of you are retired rappers and one's still a DJ, correct?
Right.
Yeah. DJ Laton still DJing. Me and Tygga used to rap. We used to be in a group called the Helltown Assassins way back in the day.
Way back.
I'm talking about high school and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we did shows.
What decade was that?
I love these questions, man.
Actually, it was back before Classified was a solo artist.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Back when he was in a group called Ground Squad. Our group had a little beef with him.
Really?
With them, yeah. Not me. Members of my crew had beef with members of his crew. The whole thing went back then. This is back when we used to get our music played on CKDU.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had RS Smooth on a year ago, and we
Yeah.
talked about CKDU and and particularly RS Smooth and his importance to hip-hop music in Nova Scotia before it was a thing. Right? Because it was a long time before we heard hip-hop in Nova Scotia.
Yes.
When you think about it on the radio.
The only time you heard it was on CKDU.
For years, right?
That's why we were proud when we got to have our stuff on there.
100%.
He had a song on there.
I got a song on there.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I won't show it on this one, but some other time as well. It's a little violent for a little guy like me, I'll keep that off the airways now. Getting old. But yeah, so your hip-hop group, did you guys tour, or did you guys just do it underground here in Halifax, or?
Yeah, we didn't have any tour. We didn't get that big. We had 2 albums out.
Yeah.
Well, the second one was more like a mixtape because it wasn't in stores.
Right.
And it's crazy. I was a kid. I was only in high school, and we had our first album. It was HMV sold it. Remember Urban Sound Exchange? Mm-hmm. We used to have it there, right?
Okay.
And then there was just 2 of us. Then we grew, and we had 10 of us. And this is embarrassed to say, but I forgot the steps that I went through to get it in the store, and I couldn't figure out. I was starting from scratch, and we just started selling them $5 at shows. But we used to do it at the Pavilion.
Oh yes. There's a chance I might have saw you there.
Yeah.
I used to go there all the time.
At the Pavilion there, and Crash Cafe. What's it called? Remember on the corner there was you remember Splat Shot that is downtown, right?
Yeah.
But they had another one that was right by the Commons. It didn't last as long, but down below,
Doesn't ring a bell. No, that was Dartmouth.
I think they might have just
was
called
like-
it Crash Cafe.
Yeah.
I can't
So
remember.
long ago.
That's
But
too
yeah,
long ago.
that's the show that started the beef, because we did it with Classified and Ground Squad, and then they started arguing over mic time and stuff like that, and it was crazy.
So you were arguing over just how much time you guys got on the mic.
Yeah, and then they decided, hey, let's have a battle, and then our guys were taking stuff a little more serious, and yeah, it almost got to fights, but
Oh yeah.
we avoid. I don't know how we avoided the fight. I think we got them to calm down, because we both had big crews.
Yeah.
I think our crews were so big we had more people on stage than was in the audience at one point. But yeah, I remember that back in the day when we.
Right on.
One thing I'll say is bad about having big crews is
Yeah.
that when we get paid for the show,
Split
it ends
You
up
get
to
no
like
money.
$10 each. We had enough to all go to McDonald's.
Right on. And you're still DJing, eh?
Yes, I'm still DJing, yeah.
So what are you doing? Like gigs and catered events and stuff?
Well, I'm like a mobile DJ. I do like anything really.
Okay.
Anything and everything.
That sounds like that sounds a little open, but so I do clubs. I do.
Ladies, he does topless DJ.
You gotta watch out.
Yo, remember that cut we thought?
Can't say that.
I'm joking.
Not with Diddy on there. Though.
How you bring Diddy in this though? Like,
Oh, no.
like what?
You said anything.
Hey,
He'll bring out the baby lotion, 1,000 bottles.
$1,000.
but I don't do everything.
Close
yeah,
though.
yeah, no, for the right price, yes.
Amazing.
It's mostly clubs in summertime, a lot of patios.
And genres of music. Is it
Oh.
hip hop strictly or is it everything?
No, I actually play everything. Like
Right on.
weddings, I'm more catering to whatever the bride or groom wants to hear. The scene
Of
rigmarole,
course.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I grown to like other things. Really, after playing with so much weddings, I learned to like country. I learned to like top 40.
I find music is melding together now more than it ever
is.
has.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And it's
Especially
just-
hip hop and country.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a
For
weird
some
one.
reason, yeah.
I
Also,
don't know why.
Bill Maher the other week, he called it crap. He's like a mix of country and rap. I'm like, yeah, that's such an easy joke,
Yeah.
but I'm like, yeah, he's not wrong. Yeah, but it's pretty good. You saw Beyonce flip over this year.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Post Malone flipped over this year,
Yeah.
obviously, right?
Yep, yep.
And what a crazy year for hip hop. If you're a hip hop fan, especially in our,
Yeah,
I'm not going, no disrespect, might be a little younger than you fellas. How old are you guys?
Oh, why you have to say
I
that?
gotta ask. You want to take it out, but I gotta ask. You guys are in 40s?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
we'll
right.
say that.
Okay.
He's 40.
I'm 40.
We'll
I'm 40.
say
We're
that.
close.
Us
We're all
too.
close.
I'm not yet.
Us too.
You're not there.
I'm
You're not there yet.
I'm
either,
35.
You're 35?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But
See
like,
how proud he was to say his age just now? Yeah.
That's why I waited for you guys to say how old.
Yeah.
sure if you're a hip hop fan though, like it was 2002 again, man. We had
Yeah.
Kanye West come out with another record. We had
Eminem.
Ghostface Killer. Eminem
Oh, yeah.
came back
Yeah.
with the Slim Shady, whatever the
Yeah.
Death of Slim Shady.
Death of Slim Shady,
Like,
yeah.
It was unbelievable. Busta Rhymes, right? And they're still coming. LL Cool J just the other week
Yeah.
just dropped
Yeah.
that Murdergram song, which is fantastic.
Yeah, the album is The Force.
Yeah. And I was listening to you guys about the album, and I felt the exact same way.
Yeah.
I was like, the mixing seems off. I mean, his lyrics, his own cadence is perfect.
Yeah.
He's crystal clear, better than he's ever been,
Yep.
stronger than he ever is. But it's like he got the worst match of beats.
I know,
I've
and that's
ever
why I was
heard.
so disappointed when I looked it up, because I was dissing the producer, and I looked it up, and they're all produced by Q-Tip.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Really?
Yeah.
And I was like,
And I love Q-Tip.
Me too.
Yeah, same
Right?
here,
Like to
right?
go back.
and
like,
none of it sounds like Q-Tip, does it?
No, dude.
Not even
Like,
a little.
To go back to like Q-Tip was one of my first favorite, like that Tribe Called Quest, my first favorite
Yeah,
rap acts.
yeah.
Because when I was a kid, I had a story about like rap. Like my parents didn't want me listening to rap music. You know, a lot of us parents.
Oh,
felt the
yeah,
same way.
yeah.
Too
Too
much
much
cursing in the
cursing, yeah.
'90s, right?
Yeah.
All the cursing. So I used to hide that like porno under the bed. Right?
Yeah.
And but the good thing about Tribe, there was 2 CDs I remember buying one time. I bought them together. I bought Tribe Called Quest: The Love Movement, if you guys remember that.
Yep.
And I bought Locks, Money, Power, and Respect on the
Oh,
same
yeah.
day. Okay. What was cool about both of those CDs is you could peel off the parental advisory stickers. Okay. So Mom and Dad, you're like, no, these guys are just like Will Smith. They don't swear. Right?
Oh yeah.
I bought this at Walmart.
That's when they put this. That's when they put the sticker on the case instead of on the insert.
Yeah.
I remember that.
So I remember my dad sitting down. I might have been grade 7 or something. When the Locks, Money, Power, and Respect came out. He's like, "There's no swearing on the CDs." Like looking at me, and I'm like, "No, Dad, they're cool. They're really nice." And he plays the first CD song or second song on the CD. It's called "Living the Life," and he's playing it for a few minutes. And I'm like, see, he can't even understand what they're saying. So I'm like, see, there's no swearing. And then he goes to a song like "Who's Not to Be Fucked With," and I'm like, yeah, maybe they got a little upset on this song. They're good guys. Couldn't get that one up past him, right? Yeah. But what an era! All those guys are still back. The Locks just this year did the Tiny Desk concert on NPR.
Yeah.
Also,
did you guys see that?
Yeah, I did. And also, Jadakiss is coming here to Halifax.
When?
Oh, really?
Hopscotch, yeah.
Hopscotch for Hopscotch.
October 19th.
Yes, October
Oh my
19th.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yep, I got my ticket.
That's in October?
Yep,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
19th.
cool.
On,
Okay.
on a Saturday, is it?
It's
Saturday, yeah.
That's election day.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Also
Oh,
election
really?
day. There you go.
It's election day for HRM.
This show will actually come out in November, so that was a great concert, right? Everybody,
Oh, yeah.
That was fantastic. We were all there.
yeah. So, show there. I remember one time the Hopscotch Awards. You guys remember the Peanuts?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I went with my buddy JJ, and we were excited because we liked the Peanuts.
Yeah.
Nobody must have knew they were playing for Hopscotch Festival that year because there might have been 30 people there, man.
Man,
It was
wow.
the saddest thing. But these two guys, they were so brave. They were the bravest rappers I ever saw because there were a couple police officers in the back, and all they did, the police officers were plain sight, right? Like there was not an audience there in between the two of them. They just were picking on the police officers the entire time, right? And you'd be standing in the audience with like 6 other people, like, man, I'm scared. Something breaks out. I don't want to be in the middle between the Peanuts and a bunch of cops, right? But they were here. They did their thing, and that's still going. The Hopscotch Festival. So
Yeah, it
who's
is.
running that? Do you guys know?
Not a clue.
No?
Not a clue.
I have no idea who runs that.
No.
Yeah.
It seemed to be improving every year, though.
Yeah.
They had a scale of acts.
Yeah, I can't even remember. We went last year, and I forget who was there. I knew the local people, but
Yeah, we had Jordan there.
yeah, but was there an international artist last year?
No.
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 Did
I
you
there?
guys see Killer Mike when he was here in the summer?
Oh, of course, I
Jazz
did.
Fest? I didn't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I should have went.
Yeah, I
Oh,
missed it too.
I went for sure.
Yeah, I really wanted to go.
That was a nice month for me because Wu-Tang Killer Bees came down too.
Yeah.
And I actually worked on that. I drove them around and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I got to go eat with them and
So
talk
who
to them and
would you
stuff.
be from the Wu-Tang?
It was the Killer Bees, so it was Killer Army,
Yeah.
Killer.
One of the Wu-Tang guys are in that though, aren't they?
they're all-
Master Ace or something. is
Well,
in it? Or I
Killer,
don't know.
Wu-Tang is it's confusing.
It's complicated.
Oh, really?
like there's like 100 members,
Yeah,
right? They're
yeah,
called
yeah.
the Wu-Tang Killer Bees.
Okay.
Then you got the 9 most famous ones. They're called
Right.
the Wu-Tang Clan.
Right.
Then you got other groups under the Wu-Tang Killer Bees. So it was other groups that came. I think that's what kind of discouraged some people to go because it was being promoted as just Wu-Tang. So when they heard that Method Man and them weren't there, they were like, "Oh, you guys are scamming." But no,
Right.
these were valid members. Like Killer Priest, he just put an album out this
Well,
week
Killer
too.
Priest was on the original Wu-Tang Clan, right?
No,
He was on the Triumph song, wasn't he?
He was no.
Back on Forever.
No,
No?
He had a solo song on Jesus' first album, Bible.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember Bible, Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth, but yeah, he is famous.
Okay.
He's good, and it was cool to just hang and see your idols, and then yeah, but the showing was kind of like the Beatnuts. It's like it was probably about 30 people in the audience. Cause,
Matt and I mean, this is going to be Friday's past now when this comes out. We're going to a classified show.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, it's about finding your audience, right? There's
Right,
people
right,
that
right.
love you to death, and classified. And he has a ton of super fans, right?
Yeah.
Like, But unfortunately, the event we were at that night, it was a bunch of
It's a corporate event.
Corporate event.
Corporate
bunch of business
fundraiser.
people, right? They're not putting their hands up and jumping up and down when you ask
Right,
them to,
right,
right?
right.
They're
Yeah.
just kind of watching, arms folded,
Yeah.
and
So we did like the past 30 years of hip hop.
Oh man,
That's the thing that got most people like up and going, kind of thing.
He kind of gave
Nice.
up on his set after a few songs, and he started going and I don't know, maybe that was the plan, or I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
But he was like, so he started going back, and he was just playing like hip hop hits over the decades and stuff, trying to get
Okay.
the crowd woke up, and he's having a tough go, right?
Corporate
But,
event. Corporate events are hard to do.
It
right?
is,
Very
yeah.
hard,
But
yeah.
I mean, people started getting into it when they started hearing songs from like 20,
Yeah.
20 25, 30 years ago.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Same as comedians, right? It's hard to even call it
Yeah.
an event when you're a comedian because you're going to say some weird, wild stuff.
Oh,
and-
definitely.
Yeah,
And then all of a sudden,
it's almost weird. Like you think about, like the people would think about that when booking him. Like,
Yeah.
is this an event that you want him to be at? Is this his crowd?
Well, yeah, the
too,
opening
right?
act
Like-
was Shameless. Great
wow.
band, right?
Yeah.
Like great local band.
Yeah.
That play a lot of hits and stuff like that, like like cover band songs and stuff. But is that the person who you want opening for
Yeah.
classified.
Yeah.
I don't know, right? I mean, I enjoy
It's a weird
both.
mix.
Oh yeah.
Right, I enjoy both.
Yeah.
I mean, I like all different types of music and genres and everything, right? I actually like. I'm one of the few people that didn't hate Beyonce's country song.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it either.
Yeah, I was
didn't
like,
mind it either.
I was like, that
I'm
song
not a
is
huge
so
country
friggin'
guy.
annoying.
Are we talking about the Texas
The Texas
Hold'em one?
Hold'em
Yeah.
song.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I
So
didn't
she
mind
did
it.
another one. What was
She did another follow
She had
up.
a
I didn't
lot.
like it as much.
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
remember the second.
But you know what? Like,
Well, then there you go.
I don't really love like modern country. Like I like old country. I'm a huge Johnny Cash fan,
Yeah.
right?
I'm with you on that.
Johnny Cash. Like my cat is an all black cat. And his name's
Yeah.
Cash,
Okay.
right? Like,
Yeah.
huge Johnny Cash.
Snoop Dogg himself called Cash one of the original American rappers, eh?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he
Oh, there
did,
you go.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I like the old country and stuff like that. Like the country in the last 20 years, I'm just kind of like, I don't know, right? But honestly, I actually, when she crossed over and wrote that Texas Hold'em song, anyone who likes country, I don't know why they didn't like it, because it sounds like typical country music.
see.
Like
I
honestly,
like Lemonade. That's my favorite Beyonce song. There you go. I'll just leave it at that. Drunk in Love. That's a beautiful song.
That's
That's a real song.
That's
Oh,
a
that's
song.
the
Yeah.
bass in that song when that drops. It's different.
Sounds crazy.
Different.
Yeah, it sounds crazy. And that was that, like, production this year in hip hop's been wild too. Like Kanye West, like, I know people don't love hearing his name anymore, but I'm like, oh my God, the first Vultures, the second one I didn't like so much. The first one I really enjoyed. Vultures, I found the production on this just immaculate. You hear
Yes.
these songs and it's transcending when you're driving or when you're walking.
Yeah.
Like, your head just goes in a weird space. Like, he still has it.
I'm someone who likes to separate the artist from the art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, like if I like someone's music or I like someone's
DJ.
like whatever, right? I like it, right? You know, it's like going back. It's like
What do you think about that DJ? Feel different? Do you feel
No,
differently?
Not Kanye, other artists.
No, I feel what you're saying.
but I mean, like,
I
listen,
kind of do that too.
I think of like the Cosby Show. I love the Cosby Show.
Yep.
Is Bill Cosby a monster? Turns out he was.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that doesn't change the fact of like all the greatness that was that show.
Yeah.
I'm watching that right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess maybe
Oh.
there's different levels to it because I can still go back and watch a Cosby Show.
Yeah.
But I can't listen to R. Kelly like I used
See,
to listen
I
to R.
can listen
Kelly.
No, that's right. Or
It
Diddy
depends
now.
on the lyrics.
Or Diddy, right? Like,
I can listen to R. Kelly. I
Diddy
still
is
listen
pretty
to
hot.
R.
to
Kelly.
listen to
we
now.
was more, we was like brothers.
Yeah. What is that?
Need a girl? Like, what was that mean now,
Yeah,
Diddy?
what is that?
I'm asking so many questions. Yeah.
Yeah, Diddy is
There's
just.
a comedian, Whitney Cummings. She's one of my favorite female comedians, and she talks about R. Kelly and talks about it. And she's just like, talks about how her boyfriend or whatever starts playing this song, and she's like, "Oh, you don't know about him?" And then she starts like grinding and stuff like that. And she's like, "Yeah, just wait a minute." Like, and she's like kind of saying like how terrible he is, but she's also grinding to the
So
music and
it's
stuff.
the movie, yeah, exactly.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
I was like that too, and then Tyrone's mom corrected me one.
Oh, she told you to turn it off?
Yeah,
Turn it on.
I was DJing for Tyrone's wedding.
Yeah.
And like she come to me before the music even starts. She's like, "You gotta play R. Kelly." I was like, "I'm not playing R. Kelly." I said, "You gotta play R. Kelly." I said, "I'm not playing R. Kelly, right?" I gotta play R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like anyone who grew up, like you know, like if you like the film Space Jam, how can you not like get
I Believe
into
I
I
Can
believe I Can
Fly,
Fly?
yeah.
I have a few
The
R. Kelly
classics,
songs
they are
still on my
classics.
playlist. I haven't been able to let
Well,
them go.
if you listen to I Believe I Can Fly,
Yeah.
there's no lyrics that could be.
I wish. What a
Messed
beautiful
up.
song.
Yeah.
Right?
I
Like,
wish.
Yeah, see, even that.
Yeah.
But Bump and Grind, when
Yeah.
it starts with my mind's telling me no, and my body's telling me yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Now,
I like going the Jeep song too.
Yeah.
but like I mean, R. Kelly had an amazing voice.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was iconic in so many ways. I mean, you know, it's just terrible.
He's a
That
monster.
has to happen
That's
to
true.
like
Yeah.
the greatest R&B artists.
They're
of all
also,
time.
like, a lot of-
Michael Jackson too,
Yeah.
right?
A lot of
Like,
R&B singers are still saying he's the king of R&B. Even
Yeah.
though he
Yeah.
did what he did, they're still saying he's the king of R&B, right? So,
Yeah, yeah. Like
Michael
I mean,
Jackson, I struggle with a little bit because you know what? With the thing with Michael Jackson is nothing was ever really proven with him, and there's a lot of you know the jury's out with what kind of happened and everything.
right.
And like he's a legend, right? We talked about this before. Like they've redone the We Are the World. I don't know how many times.
A lot of
And you know
times.
what? They never redo his part because his vocals in that. I'm a vocal guy kind
Yeah.
of thing, right? And his vocals in that just hit perfect.
Yeah.
And it's like whenever I hear that, I'm just kind of like, man, you just can't replace
It was
it.
one of the
Yeah.
first tapes I ever wanted as a kid was Michael
Yeah.
Jackson, right? And I think
Which
so many.
one?
I think it was Thriller, right?
Okay.
I think, but
Thriller
it
is
might
a
have been
crazy
History though too, because I had both. I remember having History.
I had
as a
yeah.
kid. Was
I
that
had the double
95?
album.
I think.
Double
right?
album, yeah.
I remember the Michael Jackson one I remember like playing until it was dead was Dangerous.
Oh yeah. That was 93, I think.
Yeah, I
I
used
think
to
92, 93 roundabout. Yeah.
I used to just play it and then flip it and play it.
But it was like every song was brilliant.
I know.
Like, how could you not love that, right?
Yeah.
See, I've always been all over the place because like I'd throw in like I loved Michael Jackson, I liked the Eagles and Johnny Cash, and then I'd throw in like Marilyn Manson and freaking Korn.
You know what? I'm more into everything now than I was back when I was a teenager, 20s or whatever. But like even then, even when I was a teenager, I liked Marilyn Manson. Like I liked a bunch of hip hop.
That's another guy who's like you can't.
When Marilyn Manson crossed over with DMX and did that song, I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. You remember that?
No, I don't.
So
He was only a baby. He was still a baby.
I was waiting for it. Tell me more about this song.
what?
The Omen?
Yeah, man. So
on his Flesh of My Flesh, Blood
Flesh
of
of
My
My
Blood.
Flesh was the first one, right? And,
don't remember that.
And then, no, Flesh of My Flesh was the second one. It's Dark and Hell is Hot is the first
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Yep.
Dark.
They did a part 2, the Damien song, with
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson going like, the snake and the rat, the cat and the dog.
Yeah.
It sounded so cool.
I was actually listening to that this 2 days ago.
And DMX, like, he just, man, that guy was, I don't know, in my opinion, like, one of the best rappers of all time.
He might be my
yeah.
favorite rapper of all time.
One of the best rappers of all time. Why is he not in everybody's top 5?
He should
I mean, he is like, to me, he had such a polarizing presence. Like every song, he just like. You ever hear the stories about him and Jay-Z?
Yeah.
Like
I heard
when they're
some.
doing the Hard Knock Life tour, and it's Jay-Z's tour, but DMX would go on before him. And he would bring so much energy to it.
Yeah.
He'd have his shirt off. He'd have all the girls going crazy. He'd have all the guys going crazy. And then at the end, he ended with a prayer. And then Jay-Z come out, and the audience was gassed, right? Like, they left.
I remember Jay-Z saying in one interview, he said that the crowd was going and hyped up before X even said a word.
Yeah.
Just when they heard that boom, boom. And then when he just growls, and the crowd's like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He
Yeah.
just would own an audience,
he was,
right?
he was
Incredible
a different
artist.
He was different. And yeah, like you said, like,
Terrible action movies.
I like those movies, man.
Steven Seagal shooting out a helicopter with a handgun. Yeah, didn't really make a lot of sense to me. But no, they were fun. Though. They were fun movies.
Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
Romeo Must Die and all that. I like those.
Yeah, Romeo Must Die.
That's
Yeah.
good, man.
They were good soundtracks too.
Yeah, they get.
Oh, the soundtracks were amazing.
Yeah.
It's back when the soundtracks were a thing. They don't do that too much.
But
Yeah, they're different. Like soundtracks were like a big selling feature for movies, but they're not as much. I mean, some movies have good soundtracks. Don't get me wrong, but they're not selling them like they used to before. I remember the what was it? What was it? Highway something. I can't remember. And it was one of the best. Like it won Emmys and everything. It's a movie. Something Highway. Anyway,
Okay.
Had a bunch of like dark stuff like 9 Inch Nails and Marilyn Manson and all. Like it was like a star-studded soundtrack, and Lost Highway.
Okay.
That's what it was. And I remember
is that a movie? Lost Highway?
Lost Highway. It was a movie.
I never heard of it.
Darkest,
Swear to
like,
God.
dark
What's
movie.
it about? Can you remember?
Yeah, I remember a little bit about it, but I saw it. But I actually liked the soundtrack. The movie wasn't great, but
Okay.
the soundtrack,
Soundtrack
loved it.
solid.
Okay,
Right?
okay.
Loved the
I had
soundtrack.
soundtracks of movies I didn't even see.
Oh, yeah?
It's just because the
That's the thing,
soundtracks
right?
were.
Yeah.
And then you could never get those songs again. A lot of them never made it to MP3. So like the Blue Streak soundtrack with Martin Lawrence.
That was
Blue Streak
yeah,
was a good movie.
soundtrack.
The best song on that was this guy named Rehab, and there was a song on there called "Give Me My Money."
Yeah.
And he's like, "We're living in the land of milk and
Yeah,
honey.
I remember that.
Give me my money, money." It's the best song ever. I used to play it all day. I think it was. You can't get that on MP3 anywhere.
Wow.
You don't even know what happened to that guy, right?
Jesus.
Yeah,
it's
man.
really weird.
I think that's the same with the Nutty Professor. Some of the songs were missing off of that.
Yeah.
Because I went to put it on and I was like, and the worst thing is like on Spotify, it will show them, but they're grayed out. So
You
you're
know
like,
what?
It just
Same
skips
with
to
the Godzilla soundtrack. The 1998 Godzilla soundtrack was a
Really?
great soundtrack, and you go on and you try to like if you go to the Green Day Brain Stew song, they did a Godzilla modified
That Diddy
song.
song's probably going now with Phil Collins.
Probably no, but the Diddy song. Actually, the Diddy song with friggin' Jimmy Page.
Yeah, Jimmy Page. Sorry, it's Jimmy
Yeah,
Page.
no, it's Jimmy Page, yeah.
Come with me.
That was a great song, man. That, see, another
Has a whole new meaning now. That song.
That's different.
Yeah.
Hear my prayers, hear my calls.
honestly, like, you know what the most bizarre thing about the whole Diddy thing is? Like his like attempt arrest and eventual arrest was like straight up like movie villain.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Definitely.
Like him taking a
Definitely.
private jet and like
Yeah.
fleeing the country.
Yeah.
And
What he
it's
what
like,
a line, and he started rattling off all the names. Remember that? He's like, I got the receipts, and he starts like saying all these people's names in the business. It's like, holy Jesus.
yeah, he's like a movie villain, right? Yeah, like Dr. Evil.
But like a few years ago, when you saw him dressed up as Joker, remember? He, like,
Yeah.
it was like
Yeah.
on TMZ. It's like Diddy's terrorizing us.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing nothing.
He was like assaulting people, and they just.
He's out on the street dressed
just
up as Joker from Batman with a machine gun. And I think it was a fake machine gun.
Somebody
but still.
sued him. Somebody sued him for that.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Whoever has the rights for Joker, somebody sent him like a
For the
letter.
right-
Oh,
yeah.
the DC was
Like DC, yeah, they sent him a letter, and then
Yeah.
he did Batman after that. I think he said F them. He think he tore it up and did Batman after that.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
There you
he's untouchable. He thinks he's untouchable.
Yeah, well, I
obviously.
mean, the dude's so wealthy. I mean, realistically, he could have left the country and probably never came back,
Never
and
returned,
he
right.
would have been
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Right?
So yeah, he must think he's untouchable because he came back.
Came back,
back,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. There's lots of people in Hollywood that Robert Blake didn't come back. So I mean,
Right.
like the other guy there who didn't come back there, who's living in Switzerland or whatever.
What, Snowden? Edward Snowden?
No. The movie director there, he.
Oh,
Yeah, I can't
know who
remember
you're
his name
talking
right
about.
now. But he left and like he's still making movies. I'm surprised anyone makes movies with him because again, another freaking outed pedophile, right?
oh shit.
Yeah,
Jeez.
and he's making movies, and I can't remember his name right now, but whatever. Either way, he's not allowed. The minute he lands in the United States,
He's locked
he's
up.
done.
Yeah.
Right? He's going to get arrested, but he's living in a neutral country that won't extradite and
Wow.
makes movies in other parts of the world that won't arrest him, kind of thing, right?
yeah.
So yeah, it's
Still
pretty
making
messed
millions.
up.
It's a different
Still
night.
making millions,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, just shows you like it's a messed up industry sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Yeah. So, you guys going to ever get back into music?
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Our theme song. Is this called a song if it's just music? Anyways,
Right now, your intro is just a beat.
Your jingle.
I produced that.
Okay.
And I'm working on. I'm on a Facebook page. It's called 902 Artists, where we promote a bunch
I
of
got
artists,
you.
right?
Okay.
So I came up with an idea that we're gonna work together and put out like a mixtape.
Okay.
And
Can I be on it?
Sure.
I might make a comeback too, man.
Yeah.
Why not?
So I.
Hell,
so
I'll be
yes,
on it.
I got
I'll put Matt on it too. Let's sing some Nine Inch Nails on the hook.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, when I get some time, I am gonna do some more producing, and I wrote some lyrics. I'm back in the rapping. So yeah,
Alright.
Cool. Well, I mean,
Well, I
like,
see on your I see on your bio that you guys analyze like Spice Girl lyrics there. So, that's what's on their bio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on their bio they analyze Spice Girl lyrics.
yeah, we had.
Why don't you put on? I got to read this myself.
Yeah, you know what? I gotta like hear some sort of like hip hop Spice Girl like kind of mix.
Yeah, there was one episode where we started talking about the Spice Girls.
Spice Girls.
I'm sure we
I
did.
forget what it was.
Probably.
Man, we talked about so much.
Probably.
We get on tangents every once in a while, right? So we just go down them rabbit holes and
Well,
I love it.
Yeah.
too, right? Yeah, it's
I love
good,
it.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, I on like your bio talks about how you go on, like you talk about mental health, which I think is really important. Not just mental health in general, but I think male mental health
Yeah.
Yes.
is something that's really important to talk about. Just because there's especially in the hip hop world, there is
Yeah.
a stigma of like you just gotta put that face up.
Gotta be tough, right?
You gotta be tough, exactly. You can't have struggles. You gotta just outward aggression, right?
Yeah. I read something today. Actually, I was on Facebook. A guy I know named Jim, who's an actor, posted it, and it was just about the people that are in your life that don't leave their house, that you haven't heard from in a long time. You think they might hate you, or they might be ghosting you, or they say they'll come to the party and they don't show up, right? Check in on them and make sure they're doing okay and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And that really resonated, right? Like I felt that a lot because it's just sometimes I'm not one to always go to the party. Sometimes I just stay home, right?
Yeah.
And I know what that feels like, and I bet you there's a lot of other people out there too that probably need that check in every once in a while. That don't get it, right? And when sometimes we take it personal, if someone doesn't show up for your birthday, or for event, or someone doesn't like your podcast, right? Like, why don't you hit the like button? But you never took
Always
a second
hit the
to,
like button.
but you never took a second to understand what's that person going through right now.
Right,
Are they
right,
doing
right.
okay? And,
Yeah.
True.
So you're absolutely
True.
right, Matt. Yeah, like
So
it's good you guys are talking about that too.
it.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I was actually another thing because I saw you guys. Mike was saying that you guys kind of broke it down a little bit about Tupac and Biggie and stuff like that. And I actually heard something. interview recently with Ice Cube.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really interesting, and you guys may have seen this, but it was interesting. They asked him about both of their killings. Asked
Right.
Ice Cube about it, and said, like, you know, basically, what do you think happened there, kind of thing. And he answered, he was like, you know, I think the Tupac thing, he was like, it really seems like he had a beef with somebody earlier that day, and it just came back and whatever, ended up not great.
Yeah.
But the thing I found most interesting was his follow-up. He said Biggie seemed more like an actual assassination. To
Right.
try to like take him out for some reason, for whoever it may be. But he kind of hinted like powers that be type of thing.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting because I never really saw it that way. But obviously, I mean, you know, who's closer to the industry than
Than
Ice
Cube,
Cube,
right?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Ice Cube's always been a real voice too. He's been.
Yeah.
I feel like he's always been very honest and very direct in his feelings.
Oh, yeah.
Right or wrong. I've always appreciated his view. He shows up on Bill Maher a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Bill Maher did a kind of a racist joke one time.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, he got called out. You know, Twitter called him out on you know, race joke. You know, use the N word in a joke, right?
Oh.
He brought Ice Cube on for kind of a reality check. I think a couple episodes later, and Ice Cube was so intelligent the way he answered the question and the
Yep.
way he kind of subverted the conversation. Right? It's like he realized Bill Maher wasn't an enemy. He still says stupid things, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
it was kind of like, he's still an ally, but you still have to kind of check yourself sometimes
Right.
in a certain sense, in a certain light. I think it was an important way that he did it. He did such a great job of it. I couldn't articulate it, but it was really cool, right? I've always loved Ice Cube, man. I think he's one of the best.
That's one of the hardest looking dudes. Like, you know, like he is the meanest looking face.
He always looks pissed off.
But, you know, exactly. But you know what? I there's a lot of respect to him because I mean he's had like he married his high school sweetheart.
Yeah.
He's been loyal to this girl since he was 17 years old, and yet he's sitting there like he's NWA talking about like the toughest, hardest things,
Yeah.
putting on that front, as we kind of said, of like being the toughest, hardest guy.
Right.
And meanwhile, he's a family man doing Daddy's Home.
Yeah.
I think too. It's like in the '90s, we had such rappers look so much tougher than they do today, right?
Yeah.
Even like last 10 years, 15 years, rappers got a lot. They don't look like they could beat you up anymore.
Oh, hell
right?
yeah.
I think we said something about that before. We said that, like, growing up, rappers were like
Drug dealers.
Yeah.
that were just, they were doing it to get out of the hood and
That's
stuff,
right.
right?
Yes.
But
Yeah.
back then, they were like the drug dealers and hustlers and whatever.
Yeah.
And now, the rappers look like the people that them hustlers sold the drugs
The
to.
youth. Yeah, you're not far off, right?
Yeah.
But it's like smaller, and I mean, what do you guys like? I mean, hip hop today is, it's so different, right? It's changed. And I mean, that's good. I mean, all in order for a genre of music to survive, it's going to have to continuously evolve.
Right. Yeah.
I'm hoping robot rappers phase out soon. We're getting close, boys. Any day we're going to stop hearing
I
auto
hate
tune, right? Well, you know what I mean? Like all
So
that.
be
to me.
AI DJs, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's coming,
AI
bro.
DJs. Yeah,
AI
well,
DJs.
I use one in the car on Spotify.
See, that's
He's
I
like,
know.
He's like, I heard you like that new Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Oh, they talk to you?
He talks to me, man.
Oh, my God.
So
shit,
and then
you're-
plus, like,
That's my whole gimmick.
no, but plus my stepdaughter, like she uses my Spotify account, and
Yeah.
she's obsessed with Taylor Swift, right?
Oh.
So all I'm hearing is like, a bunch of hip hop mixed in with Taylor Swift songs. So it's not a perfect storm, right?
No,
But,
that's why I got the family pack.
I got the family pack too, but it's just
You gotta think of her own profile.
I think she has her own profile now,
Oh,
but
okay.
she still messes up mine because it's in all the devices in the house and stuff. So
Because the algorithms are like that. My son used to do that with Netflix.
Yeah.
And I go sit down and all these animes. I'm like, I don't even watch anime, but
Right.
that's all its suggestions of it.
yeah, I can't do the anime.
I
either.
can't do anime.
Yeah,
No.
Hey,
But you know what, though?
Anime for you or
Well, I used to watch some Dragon Ball Z back
Okay.
in the day.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Yeah, I
a
used
lot of people watch Dragon Ball Z. That was kind of like the big one,
That was
right?
that was
Yeah.
the Cartoon Network
Yeah.
go-to thing. So I don't the other stuff I don't follow that, but
Yeah.
See, a lot of guys that I play football with all liked anime, and I never got it. Never got it. I was like, nah, like, why? What's up with that, right?
Yeah.
I used to ask them, like, why do you guys like that stuff? And they were just like, they gave me a good answer, right? A buddy of mine said, like, he was like, well, it's all about that inner power kind of thing, right? That's what they focus on, I guess. And I was like, all right, well, I get that, I guess, a little bit. I still don't like it, but that's cool. I'm glad you do.
I like Power Rangers. It was kind of like
I
anime,
used to watch
wasn't
that
it?
when I was a
Power
kid.
Rangers is anime?
Right?
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
No, it's not
No,
anime.
but
Live action anime?
like a live action anime, I thought, sort of, maybe.
You
Not- not
you
everything
watching
from over
Goku
there.
power up for 10 episodes before he does something new. Yeah.
Yeah,
Free
Hey,
cycle.
I like that. I
I
know.
just like the
You
Pink
guys
Ranger.
picking on the DJ Laton, getting that vibe.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I heard that in the show too, man. That's not cool.
Thanks, man. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're staying under yourself, right?
My mental health.
One, right?
Tell them you're the only one that, actually booking gigs right now, right?
Oh,
He ain't getting paid. Nothing,
Go
no.
ahead. I go there. I go there. I
Once you
can't
start
go there.
getting paid,
That's
you
a no. Hey, I get paid. I get paid.
Just joking.
That was a low blow, man. I can't go there, man. The evolution of hip hop, by the way.
I get paid for my acting, so I'm getting
Wow.
paid.
Oh yeah, so acting. Sorry, so you actually told us just before we sat down.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
48-hour film. You got into that?
Yep.
Tell us
And
about that.
I got these guys roles on it.
That's a fun thing to do, by the way. Like I did it twice.
Yeah,
you did?
fun,
Yeah.
stressful. Yeah, you got 48 hours to make a full movie.
Okay.
And I did all the editing, and I starred in it, and me and my cousin wrote it and directed it. And
So what were the three things they gave you? Because they gave you three things. What were the
Yep.
three things they gave you this year?
The three things was a character, which the name was Jay Knockwood,
Okay.
and he had to be a travel agent.
Okay.
The second thing was a feather, had to
Okay.
be in it, and then a phrase, and it was I had a dream.
Okay.
So in our movie, we made it that Jay Knockwood, that's who I played, was a time travel agent.
Okay.
And the feather part, I used that as like my pen.
Yeah,
For
okay.
my, like, what's it called?
Stylus.
Like as a stylus on
Oh,
a tablet, right?
Okay.
like
yeah.
a tablet, right?
Yeah.
For a stylus. So that's
Yeah.
how we got those two elements in. And for the third elements, we had 3 different scenes, so 3 different clients came in, and one of them was played by my sister, and her son was struggling in history, so she wanted to take him back in time to Martin Luther King's "I Had a Dream."
Makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel
Now,
that's where you're going with
technically,
this.
it's called the "I Have a Dream,"
Okay.
but we called it "I Had a Dream"
Okay. All right.
to meet the the requirements.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it was fun. It was fun. The it was really cool, man. Especially sitting there.
Tell them about our parts, man. Come on, what's going on?
you guys didn't.
My sister was in it. Yeah, it was fun.
You guys
He just cut us on the whole movie.
They were extras.
He just cut us on the whole movie. That's not like us. My sister.
You guys can speak for yourself.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
You know what I mean?
Is that where you go with that?
What? Well, you didn't even vote for the movie. You're in it.
Oh man.
He didn't vote for the movie?
He mad.
Oh, you mad?
What do you mean you didn't vote for the movie?
It was a voting process.
It's a
The
voting
audience
process.
award.
Yeah.
There's an audience award.
You didn't vote for your own movie?
I was just trying to be not biased, right? So
Oh my gosh.
Voted for some other movie.
You know how many
Come on,
votes I
Blake.
put in for us in the coast right now for the buy? Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
I got 9 different emails.
But anyway, yeah. So what did you guys do?
I don't want to say why I didn't vote, but anyway.
I heard a bit of it in the other. I was listening to the podcast, man. So I heard a little bit about your show.
He didn't vote because it cost $7 to sign up.
Like, who charges the vote, man?
That is kind of crazy. Though.
That is crazy.
You want to know why they
That is
charged?
an
It's
expensive
because
way.
the money would go to as the prize for the people that won.
So I want to give somebody my $7.
$7. It would have been us. We could have got the money. We could
If he
have
kept it
won.
in his pocket, just a vote for the
Did
show.
you lose by one vote?
We've lost by 2.
You lost by 2 votes for real though?
No.
That's why they're not getting mentions.
That makes sense.
There you go. Yeah.
That's what's going on, Tyrone. That's what's going on. That's what's
Yeah, my sister voted.
catch that.
She voted.
You can hear the full story on Hey, we started a podcast.
okay.
Oh my. So yeah, we get some fun questions here.
You want to get into those now?
Why not?
Jeez. Okay, so
Let's get into
we had Premier Tim Houston on the show, and we did like 10 questions. These ones are the entertainment edition. His were a little bit more kind of political.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a little, maybe a political questions, definitely some entertainment questions on here. Nothing that'll get you in trouble.
I see the first one already. And
All right.
Yeah.
It's going to be an
The
argument
first
right
one.
off the bat.
It's the first question?
And we got lots of time, guys. We're going to take our time on these questions, okay? All right, so everybody can answer individually. I'll tell you mine if you want to hear it.
Oh, yeah.
No shame. All right, heated questions. Question 1, Kendrick or Drake?
I'll let him go
that's
first.
where you going with that, man.
I'll let him go first.
This way you going
You
with
go
that?
first, man.
Yeah.
I was gonna say my answer or I gotta explain my answer.
No,
Say your answer and explain it. Yeah, sure.
Drake.
Drake and why?
I don't know. I feel like I have more connection with Drake when I was growing up.
That's fair. That's fair.
I have more connection with his albums, you know. Kendrick was good, but I kind of jumped on the Kendrick afterwards. You know, I didn't enjoy Good Kid, Mad City. It was good, but I feel like Drake had a longer and better career.
By good, do you mean like one of the best CDs ever?
Good Kid, Mad City,
Yeah.
as a full album, yes,
That's an incredible record.
Yes,
Yeah.
as the full, yes. That's why I always focus on albums, and that's an album.
Incredible
A
album.
lot of albums they're all over the place.
Yeah.
But that's like a
It's
flow of
concentrated,
a
song
story
for song.
and like
It's
yeah,
beautiful.
It all
It's a
makes
perfect record.
ties in. The
Yeah.
skits tie in.
I like Damn too, another great Kendrick
Oh, yeah?
record.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably my those two are my favorite Kendrick records for
I
sure.
think we know what your answer is then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Every time you say Drake, I'm just going to defend Kendrick. All right. What do you think?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this
Kendrick for sure.
Kendrick? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Kendrick for sure. My reasoning is because part of what you said with the albums, I find that when I listen to their albums, I'll always skip more on Drake's albums than I would on a Kendrick album.
Yeah.
I'll listen to his albums all the way through. Now,
Yeah.
Drake probably has bigger hits. And
Sure.
like if I was to make mixtapes for people coming over and whatever, you'd hear a lot more Drake on it than Kendrick. But I can listen to all of Kendrick's albums, beginning to end, and only skip sometimes the skits. And that's all. But
Yeah.
Drake has a lot more songs that I skip on his albums.
This episode is brought to you by Camilla Najat with Exit Realty Metro.
Camilla Najat is an experienced real estate agent who prides herself in finding the perfect home for her clients. Camilla can help you with a comparative market analysis to help determine the value of your home if you're planning on selling, or help you determine the going rate for the neighborhood you're moving into. She can also work with you at your pace.
You can reach Camilla by calling 902-880-8429 or email camilla@exitmetro.ca.
Also, you can find her on Facebook at Camilla Najat, Exit Realty Metro.
Now you remember we're having a Rick Ross guys, right? we got to. All right. What do you
Unlike Rick
think?
Ross, I can fight. I'm Kendrick as well.
Kendrick as well?
And
Yeah.
I never really cared for Drake ever since he came out. He got a
Yeah.
few songs that I like, but
Hater.
Yeah. You know, I think Drake's first two records were good.
Yeah.
I mean, his first record. I mean, he was a kid. Like he came out, Lil Wayne found him. That first
Yeah.
album was solid.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there was.
What was this first album? Was that Take Care?
Yeah, no,
No,
that's before
no.
Take Care.
Thank me later.
Thank Me Later, right?
Me Later
And that had like
somewhere,
the
Oh, yeah, that's what I
Baby,
meant.
You're My Everything.
Yes,
All
yes.
I Ever
Yeah.
Wanted. All those
See,
songs on it.
that's still my favorite
That was
Drake
maybe
song.
my favorite Drake song right
That
there.
still is.
Right? And then my second favorite Drake song was that Marvin song.
Marvin's
on,
Room?
Marvin's Room. Was that Take Care, right?
That's Take Care, yeah.
And that's the second album, right?
The second album,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it was those two albums I had, and then after that, I kind of
You're off it.
I kind of lost my love for Drake. Now Kendrick Lamar is a different story. I mean, I've watched his concert twice. Like the one that's on Prime. Have you seen that?
No, I
Dude,
would
yeah,
watch
I
it.
told you to check
It's
that.
on
Dude,
Prime?
it's amazing.
I
Like,
can watch it.
His ability to tell a story is like I think unmatched in rap. I mean, you can go as far back as you want. He took every lesson that there was to learn about how to be an amazing rapper, and he studied everyone. Like even with Eminem, when he did a song with Eminem, and he told Eminem he studied Eminem. Like he took rappers like a class, right? Like
Yeah.
so when he got there in the booth with them, he was so friggin' great. Like in terms of an MC, I think he's just more accomplished than anyone else.
And you know
And
what?
He'll be a
Look,
hard dude to beat.
He sounds like that's what he did. He
Right.
sounds like he studied. He sounds like
He has a lot of Eminem, especially if you hear him on a song. When they do a song together, it's on the Marshall Mathers LP2 album, right? So Eminem and they do a song called Love Game.
yes.
And it's the two of them going back and forth. And I find Eminem's a great rapper, in my opinion. Like, I mean, great technical sound rapper. And arguably, Eminem, not different from Drake. I like the first few entries of Eminem more than I like the last,
Yeah.
6 or 8, right? Whatever. But, like, but I know he's still an amazing technical rapper, right? I mean, just as the way he puts syllables together, it's like nobody else, right? And Kendrick just, you know, it's hard to kind of stay on his level that young in the game, and he just,
man.
he topped it, right?
Yeah.
Like he tops it. He always tops it, right? So I'd go with Kendrick. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And he got 12-year-old girls singing "Minor." And,
Wow.
and I don't,
Wow.
you know, that's a win, right? Like,
Yes,
I don't
it's a
know
good
any other
song,
rapper
yes.
that got beat that bad ever.
Nope.
Ever. I never saw any other rapper get beat that bad ever. Right? You got junior high girls going A minor, and like kids going like something wrong with Drake. Like, you know, they're saying that, right?
Yeah.
They really are.
They are.
Yeah.
They
The
are.
only rapper I say got beat that bad or worse was Ja Rule. Yes.
Of course, he would find a moment to beat up Ja Rule right now.
Well,
You know
Benzino got it pretty bad too.
Yeah,
then.
Benzino got a pretty bad.
You know what though?
too.
No, I actually think that the most hilarious beef thing, whatever that ever happened, was when 50 Cent went out and bought like the first 6 rows of John Lewis just so his front rows would all be empty. Man, that's hilarious. I mean, sure he still got paid, but like you have your front 6 rows. It's hard to get in a show
Exactly.
when your front 6 rows or whatever are empty.
What
right?
did you say, Benzino?
No. It was. Who said Benzino?
I said Benzino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I don't put Benzino as getting beat as bad because he was never as high as the other guys were.
Right.
Like Drake was
Well,
at
he
the top.
owned the source.
And Ja was
Like,
at,
he
well,
owned
true.
the source. Like, so I mean,
But charts-wise,
like when I was a kid, I bought the source, like because all hip hop kids bought the source back then,
I did.
and you had every single
2.
friggin' issue.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then all of a sudden, one day he got a stink about Eminem, and it ruined the source.
Yeah.
Like, I swear to God, it
made
was
it too
like
personal,
the magazines tried to be about the Machine.
Yeah,
He had comic books in there about Eminem and Dre
Yeah.
being the Machine trying to destroy hip hop.
Yeah,
Couldn't
yeah.
stop buying them.
That
then.
was
like this all happened, dude. It was crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
it was-
the,
it
like
was-
the
it was
source was
nuts.
like everybody had the source. If you liked hip hop,
Yeah.
even here in Nova Scotia, you couldn't get the record, but you could get the Source magazine that
Yeah.
was telling you about the record.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Source
crazy.
was like a hip hop Bible.
yeah.
Yeah.
I used to get the source, but I didn't know Benzino had all that stuff going on.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
like he
yeah,
ran the
man.
Source,
Yeah.
and when he got it with Eminem, he ruined that magazine.
I know,
Man,
and it's so
he threw everything he had
disappointing,
at it.
man, because it was such a good magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look for the unsigned
Emotional.
hype. They had the verse of it. What was the verse of the
Oh jeez.
of the week called?
Verse of the week. Yeah, I remember the hype bars or hype. I
Something
can't
like
remember
that.
now.
I know unsigned hype was an artist that wasn't Biggie was in there before he got signed as an unsigned hype.
I remember
There's
seeing
artists that were
guys
making
like
noise that aren't signed yet.
Pitbull in there just buying an ad in the magazine years before he's famous, right?
Yeah.
And it's like it was unbelievable, right? And so many rappers were in that magazine, and the mics to get in the 5 mics would be like the ultimate honor as a rapper.
Yeah.
That'd be like a comedian making it on the Johnny Carson show or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that, right? Oh my gosh, what an amazing. Anyways, yeah. So let's go on to the next question. Marvel or DC? We'll start with you again, man. Marvel or DC? You guys did an episode about this. Episode
I wasn't
89.
on that episode.
Oh no!
But
Here's your chance.
Here's your chance.
I'm not all into comics and all that stuff, but I feel like I watch more Marvel
Okay,
movies. So
sure, yeah.
I don't understand. I shouldn't say I understand it more than DC, but
DC's
I'll go with
more
Marvel.
Batman.
Yeah,
and,
Batman.
Yeah.
What Superman and what's
Yeah.
Wonder Woman and all.
Yeah.
Flash.
Yeah.
I
Cyborg.
like the Marvel movies better. I shouldn't say movies, but I'll go with Marvel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marvel. I almost wore a Marvel shirt today.
Okay.
Surprised you didn't.
I'm surprised you didn't either.
Marvel as
Wu-Tang.
well?
Yeah.
Those are all the right answers.
All right. I'm going to be the odd man down. I'm going to go with DC.
I love
DC.
Batman though.
No, Batman.
Batman and the
is
Flash.
the best.
They're
I'm going
like
to go with DC for Batman alone.
See,
But Superman's
what?
lame, man. He is.
Yeah, Superman's kind of lame.
He's so. And you know what? All of the I find I'm a villains guy. You know.
But
this.
Batman
I'm a
has the best
villains.
villains.
Batman has great
By
villains.
far.
He has great
All
villains.
the best villains.
I don't know. X-Men got good villains too.
X-Men have great
X-Men
villains.
does.
Spider-Man has
Yeah.
great villains.
Oh, yes, Spider-Man.
Like, listen, there's very few. Like the best villains, like Thanos and Doctor Doom, are
Yes.
better than probably any villains in DC. Though that's the thing.
The Joker though.
The Joker's iconic.
Joker's iconic.
He's absolutely iconic.
I like the Penguin too, actually.
I like the
Penguin's-
Riddler.
and the Riddler.
Riddler's great.
fantastic.
Catwoman. Hello.
Yeah.
Michelle
Yeah.
Pfeiffer.
Catwoman's amazing.
Yeah.
Even Ra's al Ghul.
Oh no! Listen, they have
yeah,
they have
dude.
great ones. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
Batman is the best. So this is what I was saying.
I wish-
I'm a villains guy. So if
Yeah.
the villains are good, I generally like the character. The problem with it is outside of Batman, the villains stink.
Yeah.
They
I
stink.
can agree with that. Like most of Superman's villains, I'm like,
This episode is brought to you by Strategy Up. Strategy Up is a business consulting firm led by Mark Zerka, who has over 20 years' experience in building commercial strategies that will up your game, organize your teams, increase your productivity, and grow your business.
Whether you're a construction company looking to grow your revenue or a busy restaurant owner just trying to keep the doors open, Strategy Up can help. Strategy Up's boutique-style consultations will help you improve business process across nearly any industry.
Being a successful entrepreneur does not mean you have to be an expert in everything. Strategy Up specializes in building a relationship with you. Once pain points in the business are realized, Strategy Up will introduce process and technology that will power up your game to the next level.
A successful business requires investment. Your next step towards growth starts now. Email info@mystrategyup.com for a free business discovery call. Up your game with Strategy Up.
It's a bald businessman who seems to get upper hand on Superman, who's invincible. Are you kidding
it's
me?
the comic book Donald Trump.
Seriously, who lost his hair, right? Like, it's, no, I got green rocks, you lose. Like, come on, right?
Like even the Flash's villains are kind of lame.
It's the reverse Flash.
Because
Yeah,
none
the
of them,
Flash is.
Yeah.
like none of them should be a match
One
for him.
idea.
Yeah,
He runs really fast.
This guy runs really fast. This
Oh,
guy
yeah.
runs really fast in reverse.
Yeah, and that's not even the only one because then they got Zoom. He's
Yeah,
another
that's
reverse
right.
Flash.
That's
Then they
right.
had one that was in black. That's
right.
The people that just run fast.
Right. I'll go with DC because I like the grit. I like the darker stories. I find DC
Yeah,
gets into some real,
Oh well, you
some
haven't
real
read,
conversation.
You haven't read Daredevil, eh?
I read Daredevil.
Or Moon Knight. Those are some dark.
Yeah, well, I saw
Ghost
I
Rider.
saw the Disney Plus
Ghost
show. It
Rider.
wasn't that dark, but was the are the comics dark for Moon Knight?
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. I don't know. I don't
The
know.
comics have a lot to
Yeah.
do with mental health and stuff. Like,
Oh,
cause
yeah?
He's nuts.
Yeah.
Basically,
I
right?
watched the
He has
show.
multiple
It
personalities.
wasn't, it wasn't my favorite show of the Marvel stuff.
No, it would
Nah.
stink.
I love Daredevil. I love that whole era before the MCU happened, where it was Daredevil, Luke Cage.
That was still during the MCU. Just
Well, yeah, but they were all like
it was,
awesome.
They were the Netflix
Yeah.
shows.
The Punisher-
You know what's funny?
Exactly.
They were all really good.
Is that I'm catching my son up on that now. We just today, before I came here, we finished the last episode of season 2 of Daredevil.
Oh, cool.
And then we're watching Luke Cage next because we're going in the order. Because
Oh,
then
yeah.
they got the team up one and
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, my kids love that
Luke
stuff.
Cage was amazing, but they killed the best villain ever in the whole thing. like
That's
in
what
the-
everyone says.
in
The
that
Cottonmouth.
first season. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
just because he's an icon. He's a good actor. Man.
He was just an amazing actor.
Yeah.
He was so fierce, and then they brought in the next guy, and I'm like, who's this loser? He just couldn't top that first villain in
Yeah.
that season. Like really.
And now
couldn't top him.
they cast him as he's going to be Blade.
Yeah, that's a good choice though.
Oh,
But I
that's,
want them to-
Marshall Ali.
Yeah, Marcel.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
He's
Yeah.
awesome. Like he's amazing at anything he does.
As a villain, he was crazy.
He was a wicked
Yeah.
villain.
No, he's a great actor.
He almost had Luke with a rocket launcher in that episode. I think it was like one of the best moments on TV ever, right? But anyways, Blade. So, did you guys see the Deadpool Wolverine
3,
movie?
yeah.
I
didn't see it.
I didn't see it. I want to see it still though.
Can I tell you Blade makes an appearance in it? Is that spoiling it for you?
No.
Too late.
Can I spoil it and then tell you I'm going to spoil it?
Can I tell you? Is it?
I would love to see like Wesley Snipes like retire as old Blade
And
with,
the new
with
Blade
the
come
new
in.
Blade coming in. I think that would be the coolest send off ever.
You never know. It got a lot of good feedback, right?
Oh yeah, well,
And,
it was awesome seeing him again.
And just so you know, every Marvel movie I see open at night.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I go Thursdays.
Every night, yeah, or open at night. No, I can't say that. I try, but it never works out.
Yeah.
So I
have a
see most of them in
3-year-old.
theaters, so yeah.
So next question number 3.
All right, this is on directors though, so another movie entertainment one.
I have
Just
no
pick
idea.
your favorite director of the two, and if you don't know either, you can pass. It's okay.
Okay.
Just take a drink.
Thank God.
All right, all right. Quentin Tarantino or Martin Scorsese?
Right. I only know freaking
That's easy for
Tarantino
me.
movies.
You don't know Tarantino. Tarantino
I
for
say,
me.
I say I
Yeah.
only know Tarantino.
Oh, I thought you
movies.
said you don't.
So Scorsese was like, did you ever see Goodfellas?
Yeah.
Okay, well, like that was probably one of my favorite movie of his. But he's done. Scorsese's body
Yeah.
work is amazing,
Yeah.
dude. He's
I seen
spanned, like,
Goodfellas.
decades.
I don't really like Tarantino movies.
You don't like them?
I didn't like Django.
No?
I didn't like.
Oh.
I didn't like Inglourious Basterds.
Who is this guy?
I didn't like Kill Bill. I didn't like.
Why didn't you like them? If you don't want me asking, I'm just curious.
I don't know. They just seem a little. It's not real life.
Yeah.
Over the top?
He's comic book.
Yeah.
It's
It's like a pulp noir fiction.
Pulp
stuff.
Fiction and stuff. Like
Pulp Fiction's my favorite. But yeah.
That's one of my favorite
cheese
movies.
type of thing.
See,
like,
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's probably my favorite of all.
Really?
that's a great one.
I think it was
That's
just the
probably a
best
good one, yeah.
contextual story. Like
Yeah.
it's just
The Hateful Eight.
Yeah. So who
that
you
was
picking?
great too.
Fantastic.
Everything. I like every single.
Yeah, me too.
I like Goodfellas because it's like freaking gangsta. But
No, listen. I love gang. My favorite movie of all time is like Godfather 1, Godfather 2.
Yeah.
Literally 1 and 2 are
Yeah.
my favorite movies.
Who would you pick on this list, Matt?
Tarantino for me.
Tarantino over
I mean,
Scorsese?
Scorsese has some great movies. I'm into the mobster stuff. Like if I would be like a Italian mobster if I could, if I didn't die. Right. I love that stuff. Right. But Tarantino as his whole body of work, like just love it.
I love it. Did Scorsese do Casino?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, he
Oh,
did. Yeah.
So who you picking?
Scorsese now.
And who you
So
picking?
you're on team
Oh,
Scorsese?
Tarantino, man.
You're Tarantino? How
I'm
would you,
taking a
man?
drink on both.
You're both?
You're both. I
You know,
mean, both are great.
I'm both too, but I'd go with Scorsese only because of the range of his work. So Scorsese also did Taxi Driver. You guys ever see that one?
Yeah.
Right.
Great
So Taxi Driver is a wicked movie to go back and watch, man. If you have an Al Pacino, right, plays this like a crazy taxi driver that just loses his shit, basically, right, throughout the course of the film. And then he takes Robert De Niro again, and he does a movie called it's either called The Last Comedian.
Yeah.
Is it The Last Comedian?
Irishman?
No.
The Irishman-
This is way early in
that
his
was the-
career,
this is-
man.
yeah,
This is
no,
like
Irishman's
before I was
later
born.
on, yeah.
I think it's called The Last Comedian or something like that. But anyways, it's about a guy that's obsessed with a talk show host, and he wants to be a talk show host. But he's a loser, and he's in his mom's basement, and he's got cardboard cutouts, and he pretends he's on a talk show every day.
Yeah, I
Anyways, he ends up kidnapping an actual talk show host in this movie, and this kind of the whole thing just kind of plays out. But like, craziest movie, and he could get the best acting range out of people you've ever seen. He did.
I
Wolf
mean, you're
of
also
Wall
talking
Street.
about De Niro.
Oh,
who-
Wolf of Wall Street. That's Scorsese too.
That's Scorsese,
Oh,
man.
that's
Which one?
Wolf of Wall Street. That's solid.
Yeah, that's Scorsese.
He just
man.
like it because of the titties.
Yeah, and
Good movie, man.
and like I'm not a huge book reader, but
Yeah.
one of the books that I've read in my lifetime, someone told me I should read it, and it was called Bringing Out the Dead, and it's about paramedic drivers in Hell's Kitchen. Right?
right.
So, like, a paramedic driver in the worst place in the world to be a paramedic driver, or not the world, but probably North America, right? Like, just crazy stuff happening on the streets. And basically, he made the movie version of it with Nicolas Cage. Came out like 95, 96.
Okay.
Insane film, right? I mean, he just never stops. I mean, and then he's still making movies at this day. I think he's got another one coming out soon.
Did he do
Scorsese.
Great Gatsby as well?
No.
No,
I don't
somebody
think
else?
so, man. No, I don't think so.
okay. I
can't remember who that was,
I think that was
Good-
somebody
good
else.
film.
Yeah, I've seen
Okay.
that though. It was a good movie.
Yeah, I thought it was him and Leo again.
All right, number 4. Trudeau or Polyev?
Oh, we're getting political.
Bro, pass, bro. I'm from the Bahamas.
You're from Truro.
I'm from Bahamas, bro. I'm from Bahamas, bro. Pass. I don't
You
even
can't
format.
pass. Either pick
I can
one,
pass.
say neither, or
No, you can have a
or you gotta have a drink.
I
You can
can
have a
have a
sip.
drink.
You can have a
Yeah,
sip.
yeah, there you
That's
go.
fine. Yeah. How about you, sir?
Oh, Trudeau.
Trudeau?
Neither.
Neither?
Neither. All right.
Neither.
Are we answering? You answering, Matt?
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, frick, I don't know.
I'm gonna have a drink.
Neither.
I want them both to come on the podcast. Whoever comes on the podcast gets my vote.
There you go. There you go.
There you go.
I'm selling it that way. All right, Tupac or Biggie?
Best artist.
You go first.
Man,
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I never had I never had a side on this one. I always was in the middle.
Yeah, but who did you like more? Like, if you put one in the CD player or CD player? No, you don't know what CD player is.
Oh my god! I had a CD player.
I'm just playing around with you.
Jesus.
But no, if you MP3.
Dang. No, I'll say Tupac to be politically safe.
Sure.
Biggie's so close to Diddy. Comes out tomorrow. Hey, Biggie was. Hey, man.
Oh no.
Let me start talking. Okay. I got Tupac though.
You'll be safe. Yeah.
Juicy.
I might. See, this is harder than I thought it would be.
I saw a meme today about the
It's hard.
Biggie's lazy eye.
Yeah.
That was just to keep one eye on Diddy.
Yeah,
at all times.
I see that too. Yeah, that was funny. Biggie never really had lazy eyes. Just keep one eye on Diddy the whole time. Yeah,
I think I might say Biggie. He has more like. I listen to. This is almost like Kendrick and Drake again. I listen to more, but the opposite, because I listen to Pac's albums more, but I think I only skip more because he always had more stuff to skip. He had like thick albums.
Tupac put out a lot of
Yeah,
material
he
in a very
did.
short time.
So,
Yeah.
of course, you put out a lot, you're going to find a lot of songs that are not that good.
Yeah.
Where Biggie, he had less stuff I'd skip, right? And plus, he did the what with Method Man. He did Only You with
Anything that comes back to
112.
Go back to
Wu-Tang,
Wu-Tang.
And he did the B-side, one of my favorite songs with the Brat.
yeah.
B-side. I don't know if I know that song. I'll have to check that out. Yeah.
It was on the Bad Boys soundtrack.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, I would have noticed it. I would have had that CD. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Biggie.
I'm both.
Both.
I'm
yeah.
both. Yeah.
Okay. Take a drink, my
I'm
friend.
both. Oh,
What?
yes, man.
You're both?
You're
I'm both.
Biggie. For sure.
I'm Biggie 100%.
Yeah,
Always
you
been Biggie, and I don't think it'll ever change. Yeah.
No, man. I actually went back and thought about it one day, and I was like,
You
I
did
listened
it.
to both of them the same
Yeah.
amount,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I'm a West Coast guy, but even during that whole feud, I was still banging Biggie just as much as I was banging Pac. So
Yeah.
I'm both.
Honestly,
start with
I
you
don't know if
guys.
I could choose because I mean, like realistically, like there's a couple. When I think about it, like if I was like, okay, I got to pick. If it had to pick like 3 songs kind of thing, like and 3 songs from each, I don't know if I could pick.
Yeah.
3 songs over the other 3 songs that are like my top that I want to listen
Exactly,
to that I
right.
like know
Yeah,
through and through
yeah.
kind of thing.
You
Right?
know, like the Renaissance era, or like Leonardo DiCaprio, Leonardo, Michelangelo, all those guys.
Yeah.
I think about like in rap. When I think about that, I think of like Biggie, Jay-Z, Busta Rhymes. Those dudes were all like right next to each other. They're going to like the same school or neighboring schools
Yeah,
and
yeah.
such. And I mean, the concentration of performances. Those guys just knew how to perform better than anybody else, man. Like Biggie, to me, I mean, his bars just blew your mind every time
Yeah.
he rapped.
Yeah.
You're like, holy smokes, right? So
What about
yeah.
the rumors there that he stole someone else's image and they just paid the other guy to go?
Oh
away?
yeah, you ever see that?
Yeah, I heard about
Yeah,
that.
Basically stole the whole guy's image, sound,
Yes.
everything.
Yeah. What's
He was like a Southern.
P Diddy? And something else came out with P Diddy's ex. Something I forget her name. Put out a book and said that. Yeah, and she said that she paid people to teach. Diddy paid people to teach Biggie how to rap. Biggie how to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then he paid for the beats and claimed and said that he was making them.
Wow.
So I was like, man, I don't know. But still, even if he paid and did it, he still did it
He still
himself.
did it.
He's a good rapper, but like Tupac too. Like I mean, you know one story, but you don't know the whole story. He was
Yeah,
at ballet.
exactly.
He was at ballet school, right?
That's right,
You know,
yeah,
he really
yeah.
was. Like,
Ballet and
there's a
drama
lot
school.
of contradicting information. In high school, I did my project on Biggie when we had to pick a poet or on Tupac when we had to pick a poet in school,
Yeah.
right? And I remember my high school project, and I mean, I was like mad
We
when
did it.
after I did all my
We did it.
Yeah, after I did all my research on Tupac, I'm like, man, this guy's a hypocrite. Like I mean I know now that's controversial to say, but like there was a lot of stuff that he was saying that was very much the opposite from what he was doing, how he was acting almost
Yep.
at all times, and I'm like, who really is this guy? Right? It's
Yeah.
like be somebody or not be somebody, but I like authenticity over everything, right?
Like
Yeah.
Eazy-E.
What?
Eazy-E, that guy lived a life.
Easy, yeah, he was crazy.
We had the same kind of project in high school too. I chose DMX.
Okay,
Yeah, I chose Tupac.
And DMX, I mean, talk about authenticity.
Yeah.
I can't say the word very well. I do my best, but yeah, like I mean, DMX was so raw, so honest in his music that you just felt a part of it listening to it, right? So, anyways,
I always felt that Tupac was who Suge wanted him to be.
yeah.
He wanted
Yeah.
a gangster.
At that
And the other
Yeah,
thing is,
some
you listen
selling
to guys
image, though,
is
right?
like
Yeah.
you know, I mean, you know, in his respect too, he was young, man.
Also,
Like,
listen
I
to
was
Tupac
an idiot when I
before
was 20,
Death Row and
so-
after Death Row,
Right?
And you can
Yeah.
see the difference.
Yeah,
You can see what he was rapping about and how he was rapping.
Yeah.
like if you listen to Me Against the World,
Apocalypse- Sorry.
Tupacalypse
Yeah,
now,
I listened to
Yeah.
that.
and stuff
Sounds
like that.
political.
Totally different than
Yeah.
when he went to jail. But,
Yeah.
but you know, when you're in jail and someone's giving you money to get out, and
yeah,
I do it too. Thug Love.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so question number 6. Not as complicated, I would say.
I'd say it's just as controversial.
Very controversial. Pineapple on pizza.
For sure.
All right.
Hell no, man. Hell no. Hell no, that's too juicy for pizzas, man.
Too juicy for the pizza?
Yeah.
No, I'm with it. I'll do it.
Yeah.
My girlfriend was a vegetarian, and I think pineapple with bacon on a pizza is what helped bring her over back to the meat side. I really do think it was one of the things, so I'll be for it.
Listen, you want to up
I'll
that
be for it.
up that game? You
Yeah.
get that Hawaiian pizza and throw jalapenos on it. And I'm telling you, the heat and the sweet. I'm telling you, you'll convert. You'll
Yeah,
convert.
bro.
You will convert.
So you're the only no pineapple.
No
eh?
pineapple on
Okay.
pizza, man.
I'm a strong believer in you can put whatever you want on your pizza.
That's
Okay.
true.
Sure.
Jeez.
When I was in junior high, I used to put sprinkles on my pizza.
I know. See, you done lost your mind.
You know, like I was left home
Like the
alone,
cake
and
sprinkles?
the cake sprinkles.
Cake sprinkles.
I used to sprinkle them on. They melted.
How high were you?
Yeah. Let's get to the real. Let's get to the real.
I put some big sprinkles and some ice cream.
I made a pancake pizza.
I never tried ice cream.
I folded it over and turned it into a taco.
No, because you know those personal pizzas, the little round ones that came in two?
Yeah.
After eating them every day for lunch for a couple of years, I got tired of so I used to look for stuff in the cupboard. All I found was one time was chili flakes. Did that for a while.
that's
Then I found something else. I was like, let me try this. And then a little bit of sugar. I was like, this is actually good. And I started putting sprinkles on my pizza.
I mean, listen, all those people up in Pictou were putting brown sugar in their sauce. So
Really?
Yeah, I heard about
Yeah,
that.
they
Yeah.
freaking Pictou County pizza.
I don't know.
Yeah, the brown sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're not too far off. But you know.
All right, next question. I'm gonna start with you. You answer this one first.
Oh, me? Okay. sure. All right.
Who was your celebrity crush? Don't
Easy.
say P Diddy.
Easy answer. Kelly Kapowski.
Kelly Kapowski. Say by the bell.
Kelly Gafas, that's a good one.
Without a doubt.
That's a good one, man.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I right after this.
Yeah.
We're going clockwise.
Celebrity crush. Jeez, I had
He
so
said
many.
was?
I had so many.
Did you say what?
Oh, was right?
Whatever. Still
yeah,
is.
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Was, is, whatever.
Yeah,
it
was.
doesn't matter. Yeah.
Man, I don't know why I think it first. I think it was Christina Milian.
Oh,
She was beautiful.
I took
oh
yours?
gosh, she was beautiful.
That's mine, man.
oh, they fighting.
She like one of the only people I follow on Instagram.
Oh, wow. Say was. You was fault.
We're atting her.
Oh yeah, Christina Milian. She's still looking good too.
Cool.
You say the same person, you know.
Cause mine, I got a list.
Oh.
I'm trying to figure out who to say.
Yeah, I know, right?
Because I had Scarlett Johansson was on there, so was Jennifer Lawrence. So was that Spanish girl from Rush Hour 2. I don't know her name.
Oh, wow.
You remember her?
Yes. She's what's her name?
I don't know, but yeah, she's on the list.
Freak.
But we ain't got all night. Pick one.
I forgot her name. I can't remember. I used to know her name.
Christina Aguilera, right before she got full thick, like when she was.
Like
was
dirty.
almost thick.
Like dirty.
When
No,
she's-
a little after. Yeah,
When she did that thing with Lil Kim and all the girls, what did
Oh, Lady
Yes.
Marmalade.
Yeah, when
Lady
she was in that.
Marmalade, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
With that.
Y'all fucked up.
All right, over here.
Oh, Angelina Jolie.
Oh,
Oh, what a great
man.
pick. Oh.
Like lips.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
she was
it.
beautiful.
Like
He really said Christina Milian.
I think Matt said it
Sorry.
when he said "Saved by the Bell." I thought Topanga because I was like, "Went to Boys Meets World."
yeah, well, that's a good
another
pick.
one. Another one.
When I was a kid, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Topanga would be like, you know,
Yeah.
it's like for like honestly, if it's you're talking like '90s crushes, it's like Kelly, Topanga, Pink Rain, Power Ranger.
I was about to say.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it? Amy Jo Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Joey
right. That's her name.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
she's on my list too. Topanga just looked like if you were to, put your
You shouldn't
hand
say
through
my
your
lips
hair.
like that.
She looked like your hand would get stuck in her hair. Topanga's hair was always like
Okay.
All right.
I want to comb her hair.
I would say Tatiana Ali too.
That's an R. Kelly.
yeah,
That's an R.
yeah,
Kelly
it's
song,
good.
eh?
I
want to comb
Yeah.
your hair.
Fresh Prince. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's true. That's true. Also, what's her face? Dion from Clueless.
Okay.
Yes.
Stacey Dash.
Stacey Dash.
Oh yeah, Stacey Dash. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I
She's
like
a lot
Kelly.
older than I
I like
thought she
Kelly
was.
Bundy too.
Oh yeah,
back in the
she old.
Kelly Bundy, going back.
Married with Children.
That was
yeah.
a great show.
Yes,
She's
I didn't
old,
realize how
bro.
old she was. She's like in her 50s.
When she was on
She's still
Clueless, she was like 30 something.
Yeah. She's still like
Yeah,
20
playing a
something.
high school version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Okay. This one's kind of stupid. Yeah. What's your Wi-Fi password, man?
I almost said it too.
You can take a drink if you don't want to answer.
Yeah. I take a drink because you never know, right? People might just find you.
Oh, okay. Drink because I don't know it. So.
All right, everybody taking a drink on that one.
My kids don't even know my Wi-Fi password.
I would actually say it if I could remember what it is.
Yeah, I'm saying, wait, I don't know mine.
It's something to do with football. I just don't remember exactly what it is, but it's probably something to do with Patriots or something.
We won't hold that against you.
Shouldn't. greatest team in NFL history.
Greatest quarterback.
Yeah, that too.
Oh,
At least you admit it. All right, number 9. If animals could talk, which species would be the rudest and why?
Cats.
Yes, I was going to say that too.
That's quick. Cats, okay.
Cats.
Yeah.
Especially Kizzy's cat.
And what's the why, though? You got to give the why.
Oh, just you could see it in their face what they really want to say.
Yeah.
Just the stare down and the interruption and all that. Like,
Okay.
I think cat people understand that cats are assholes.
I love cats.
for sure.
I'm a cat person. I understand that.
Yeah.
I actually don't think they'd be the rudest because I think that even if they could talk, they wouldn't say shit to you. they just ignore you.
I got hyenas.
Hyenas.
Yes.
That's a probably a lion
That's a
king
scary,
lion
that's a
king type
scary
of
animal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to mess with a hyena.
You know.
I'd say ostrich, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they got the feathers. Because they got the feathers. Scares the shit out of me, man. Like, you know, I don't know.
I think seagulls.
Yeah.
All you'd be hearing them
Birds
say is,
always
"You're going to
make
eat
me
that.
nervous.
You're going to eat that.
Always.
You're going to eat that."
Yeah.
While they all just hovering around, you're waiting for you to drop some food.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't know. I'm leaning cats honestly because I think they could be.
Hate cats.
Maybe it's just I think it's Homeward Bound in the back of me. That's sassy. She was just terrible. So I think that's haunting me in the back of my head. Yeah.
You know what though? Every cartoon movie, the cat's usually pretty the ignorantest person on the show.
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I think
yeah,
they're better than
kinda see
everybody.
that.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, my cat. He's
Your
an
cat's an
asshole.
asshole, dude.
He's an asshole. I have like freaking scars all over my body.
My cat's the sweetest thing in the world.
Yeah, same here.
It comes home, it talks to me. I just go, how? And he runs up and he sits on my shoulder. I think go clean the house with that cat on my shoulder. I swear to God, he just chills.
Thinks it's a parrot or something.
Yeah. He's just the chillest cat in the world. Yeah.
All right, question number 10, get a little bit more serious. What's the one thing we can all do to make the world a better place?
Oh man. The one thing. That's freaking rough.
Or what is one thing? Not,
Yeah.
not the, you know what I mean? Just one thing.
We just gotta come to power, man. Like, you know, we just gotta, good minds gotta come to like a power spot where it can make decisions. Because I feel like that's, we're getting real deep now. I feel like that's where a lot of change happens when people like, you could enforce or want change at a lower level. But if you get to power, I don't know, I wouldn't say how to do it, but get the power at a level, then you could actually like change in the lower quadrants. That sounds like some type of world. Anyway,
That's a good answer, man. I thought it was a great answer.
sounds like it sounds like Hunger Games.
Volunteer tribute.
You gotta be slow.
Okay, man. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
It's a good answer.
Okay. Me, I think people better prioritize. Stop stressing the small shit. Find out what's important and get to that. You know how many people stress over video games?
Yeah.
No more. I told you I'm not allowed playing that. I'm on blood pressure medication now. I can't play no more Halo. But people, you gotta stop stressing over. Prioritize, man. People stress over the wrong things and put energy and shit into the wrong things while other shit's just getting out of control.
That's real.
Yeah, I love that.
That's real.
Yeah.
I would say learn to respect each other. You know, which is like, I just find that's why the world's coming to shit now today anyway, because we don't know how to respect each other. We don't know how to respect other people's culture. We don't know how to respect our own cultures for that fact, right? So
Yeah.
if we can come together, kind of like you said with the power thing, come together, start to respect each other, show some loyalty to one each other, all walks of life, and I think the world could spin a little bit better than that, right?
Yeah.
I like that because I mean, realistically, there's a lot of talk now with the difference between like cultural appropriation and cultural appreciation. And it seems like there's a fine like veil there. But I mean, you know, like I love other cultures. I like to experiment, like cooking other cultures' food, things like that, right? And I find you can learn a lot about a culture through their food, right?
Oh yeah.
Right.
So it's like it's things like that you know, I think some people jump to the like get offended and label cultural appropriation, but I think you can like just kind of throw yourself into a culture to learn about it without it being like, if you're mocking it, that's a totally different thing, right? You know, I understand, like, you know, my culture's not your Halloween costume type of thing, right? I get that. But like, you know, if you're wearing whatever it may be, is if it's in a respectful way, if you're part of a ceremony or whatever it may be,
definitely.
I think that stuff is okay, right? I don't know.
Right, I mean, like, even now you go to the grocery store, back in the day, the 90s, early 2000s, international foods was a half hour. Now you go there, it's like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, it's like 3-4 hours.
I gotta be careful because I'm allergic to some of that shit. But you know, I love it though, because
I'm just there for the coconut water.
I get the coconut water, I get all the curry dishes,
I get the coconut milk.
Like, look all the different noodles and stuff you can get.
Yeah,
now, you know what I mean? So it's crazy.
And down your neck of the woods, I used to buy this. I'm pretty sure it comes from, like, you know, kind of where you're from, kind of originally.
Churro?
Yeah, churro. Yeah.
Whoa, stop, yo.
No. But like little juice boxes with like peanut drink.
Oh, yes.
That's really popular, like Caribbean style, kind of like peanut drink.
Is that chubby? No, that's not.
I can't remember the name, but I used to buy it all the time, and you used to be able to get it at Walmart of all places. Right?
Okay.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name either.
But it's a real popular kind of like through the kind of that Caribbean kind of style.
Yeah. I like it.
It's great.
I love peanut drinks.
Yeah.
So you do.
Oh God! Why? Cut that out. Actually, like in the Bahamas, like the I don't know if you guys know what Rastafarian is. Like,
yeah.
They sell a lot of that. They sell a lot of the peanut and the carrot juices and stuff like that. And I love it.
Cool.
It's just so. Just thought I'd share a tidbit.
Can you bring some back up after Christmas?
Yeah, I'll say mine.
I'll try.
Just be kind, be open, have conversations like this, get to know one another.
Yeah,
You'll
definitely.
realize, hey, I don't agree with everything what that person thinks, but I can still like that person.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And that's something we always look for what's wrong with each other so many times in the day where you just got to look at what's right with one another.
Right.
And I think that's a real good way to move forward.
I agree. Like, honestly, like I want to make a little bit of a joke and say, like, listen to the afternoon pint.
Sure.
But
we try.
As much as it's a joke, it's also serious because, you know, I think what we've done, when you look at like the different people that we've come through from all different walks of life that we've had on our show, I think if you stop and listen, because we're not a combative show, if you stop and you listen and you have folks like yourself on here and you listen to their story, I think you can learn to hear their side of things from their perspective and not without your bias, right? And so, listen to our show and just be kind and understand.
Stay off Facebook. I want you liking and sharing our show. Then get on Facebook and like and subscribe.
And to kind of go back on that, let a joke be a joke. Stop getting all shit over bent because...
I think we're getting to the end of that.
No, I mean,
I really think we're getting to the end of that. And I think this year was a good year for it. There was a lot of people that really pushed that to the edge, right? Comedically. Again, not only in the comedy world, but in the hip-hop world. Hip-hop, I mean, say what you will. People say it's vulgar this. It pushed the envelope and it opened the doors more times than it closed them for so much freedom, transparency, people being themselves.
Look at those guys. I think they're doing a huge to push like the progress of just being able to laugh as those guys on Saturday Night Live. Colin and Michael Che.
Michael Che.
Do those guys?
Yeah, they switched.
They switch up. They write each other's jokes for them. They basically write racist jokes for each other. Right?
It's funny.
It is funny. It got me roaring.
It's playful, right? So they write jokes to get the other one in trouble with, kind of like a gotcha culture, right? You know,
and they'll do crazy things. Like they had an activist who like marched with Martin Luther King, who sat next to like the white guy Colin, and then had him tell like jokes about Martin Luther King while the activist was sitting right next to him. He's like, "You're killing me," right? Things like that. But I mean, that's the kind of stuff. I think it's just a joke is a joke
Let
as
a
long
joke
as
be
it
a
comes
joke.
with a different intention,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
exactly.
I think Chappelle was one of those guys.
Chappelle.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Chappelle, when he got his Mark Twain Award,
Mm-hmm.
I really liked what he said. He was like, "I'll always fight for the people's right to like say their content, right? Because I
Yeah.
may not always agree with it or whatever it may be,
Yeah.
but he's like, I'll fight for your right to say it."
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, because there's comedians out there when they say things, he's like. He goes, everyone's laughing, but he's like, I know they mean that shit.
Yeah.
Right? I know, right? And he's like, that's not a joke, right? But he's like, but then there's people who will say things like Louis C.K. Talk about a white comedian who gets away with saying the N-word because like some of his best friends are black comedians, and he bounces the jokes off of them. And he's like, "Can I say this?" And kind of thing. And they're like, pass.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
He didn't get away with what he did by that point.
No, he didn't get away with something else. No, yeah.
Don't go to his trailer.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the joke is a joke kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think laughter is the best medicine. So
Cool.
maybe that's my
Laughter
best
is
laugh.
the best
Yeah.
medicine. I agree. Well, boys, this has been a real fun episode.
Yeah.
I would definitely invite you guys back for another round anytime.
Oh, well, definitely.
Man, let us know.
We
This
should
has been
come
a
on
lot
their
of
show.
fun.
Definitely.
I'd love to come to your
for
show,
sure,
talk
for
hip hop
sure.
and everything else. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, we'll have you on for sure.
All right, cheers, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to The Afternoon Pint. We are an independent podcast and we need your support. Please take a moment to hit that like, follow, and share button. Email us if you have an idea or suggestion for the show. Please send your feedback. We'd love to hear from you.